Hey guys, it's Kaylee from K-Books, and this is my book haul from the past 2 months. So I usually do a post every month, but I had some technological difficulties with my iPad last month, so I've decided to do both together. So these are the books that I got in December 2014. So I was gifted one book, and that was Swimming to Tokyo by Brenda St. John Brown. Brenda's a really good friend of mine, and I've already read this book. I absolutely loved it, and she really very awesomely sent me a personalised signed copy. So a massive thank you to Brenda for that. I got quite a few review books in December, so I got The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. It's a 2015 release. It's not released until March or April, I think. And this is a new series. It's a debut and it's young adult fantasy. I have already read this. I absolutely loved it. It's such a fantastic fantasy, and I'm really getting into my young adult fantasy now. I never used to be a big fan, but now I'm loving it. And this was absolutely amazing, so I would definitely recommend this one to everybody. It's really great. The next one I got for review is The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. This is young adult, I think, and it's a fantasy, not epic fantasy, but a fantasy-esque. I really, really wanted this one because it was sort of dubbed as like a Doctor Who with books type of thing, and I'm a big Doctor Who fan, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that one. I haven't read that yet. The next one I got was Vendetta by Catherine Doyle. This is a young adult contemporary with a thriller twist. I'm not a massive fan of thrillers, but I thought this one sounded really, really good, so I haven't yet read it. It's actually out now, and I'm going to wait to see what I think of this one before I decide whether I want to buy the finished copy, so I'm really looking forward to reading that. The next review book I got was Breaking the Rules by Katie McGarry. I absolutely cannot wait to dig in to this book. It was one of the ones that I have waited for. And I know that this hasn't actually published in hard copy in America, so I'm really, really excited to actually have a finished paperback from the UK publisher. So I am really looking forward to that, but I'm actually waiting until I'm off work and I have the time to just read it, because I always read Katie McGarry books in one sitting, and I'm really looking forward to this one. The last review book I got was Talon by Julie Kagawa. I'm a massive fan of Julie's. I've loved all of her series, and I'm really excited to read this, as it's dragons. I love this cover and how it looks like the scales, and some of them are shiny. I haven't read it yet, but I am really looking forward to reading this one. It sounds amazing, and I have no doubt it probably will be, because Julie is such an amazing author. In December, I got a really lovely package from Bloomsbury, and it was all set out like a Christmas present. And one of the books that was in there I don't actually have with me because I've loaned it to a friend, but it was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I have already read this book. I devoured it as soon as I got it because I'm a massive fan of Sarah J. Maas, and it was fantastic, so a massive thank you to Bloomsbury. Also in that parcel, they sent me Apple and Rain by Sarah Crossan. I have actually already got this and already read it as well, because I got this early when I went to YALC in the summer. It's a really, really great book. So I'm actually giving this copy to a friend who has been looking forward to it for a while. And lastly, what was in that parcel from Bloomsbury was The Sleeper and the Spindle by Neil Gaiman. And this is very much sort of like a children's picture type book, and I'm not usually into that, but I'm actually can't wait to read this because I just love the story of Sleeping Beauty, which this is what it's based off, and it just looks so cool, and I am actually really looking forward to reading that. In December, I also bought a couple of books. The ones that I bought was Ink is Thicker Than Water by Amy Spalding. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's by Entangled Teen. I love Entangled Teen books. It's a contemporary, and I just think it looks really cute and fun, and it was really cheap on Amazon, so I couldn't really resist getting it. I also bought the next two that I'm going to show you that I bought. I actually bought because I saw on Twitter that the author was saying that these books are going out of print because they haven't sold very well. And those are Fathomless by Jackson Pearce, which is book 3 in her fairy tale retelling series, and Cold Spell, which is book 4. I haven't started this series yet. I've got the first 2 upstairs. There's 4 in total, so I really had to get them before they went out of print, so I'm really looking forward to reading those. And the last one I bought in December, I've already got in paperback, but I decided I love this author so much I just had to start collecting her books on hardback, which is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is the collection of the novellas that go before Throne of Glass, and I actually haven't read this yet. I've read the 3 Throne of Glass books. They are one of my favourite series of all time, but I still have not read the novellas. So it's definitely my goal in this year, in 2015, to read these novellas as a prequel to the series. So that was all I got in December. So now I'm going to show you the books that I got in January. So the first 2 were actually gifts, and the amazing Sarah Rees Brennan put out on Twitter that she was, people in the UK emailed her, she was going to send them signed copies. She sent me a signed copy of Untold, which is the 2nd book in the Lyburn Legacy. I haven't read it. I have the first one on my page, but I haven't yet started this. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this series because Sarah is just amazing. I've met her a few times and she's just hilarious. She also sent me Unmade, which is the 3rd and final book in the Lyburn Legacy. So when I actually get to these, I'm planning on, and that's signed also by the way, I'm planning on actually reading them all together, the whole trilogy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to those. I got one book for review, which is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I actually already have the paperback of this upstairs, but the publisher was so nicely sending out these special 10th anniversary editions of this book. I have not yet read it, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. I loved John Green's Fault in Our Stars, so I am looking forward to reading his other works. And the rest of the books I all bought. I went crazy after Christmas as I had all of these gift cards and bought all of these books. So I bought Defy by Sarah B. Larson. This is a young adult fantasy book. I'm really getting more into fantasy books lately, so when I saw this one there, I just had to get it. I also got Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I've heard such fantastic things about this series, and this is a young adult fantasy, so again I'm trying to get more into the fantasy genre and reading a lot more of the fantasy books. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to starting those. Next one I got is Splintered by A.G. Howard. I have already read this. I've actually already read the first 2. I already owned the first 2 in paperback. But I just love this series so much and I like to get my favourites on hardback, so I decided to get it. So I got Splintered. I also got Unhinged, which is the 2nd book in the Splintered trilogy, which I have already read, and this is my favourite cover and my favourite character. I love him. And I got Ensnared, which is the 3rd book in the Splintered trilogy. I haven't read this one yet. I am waiting until I am off work and I have time to just sit and read it right through because I'm so excited. I love this. It's one of my favourite series, but at the same time I'm really super sad that it's going to be over. And the next ones I got, I have 3 more. Again, these are ones where I've already read all 3 of these. I already own all 3 of these signed paperbacks from the UK, but they're just my favourites and I wanted them in hardback. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So pretty. Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, which is book 2 in the Throne of Glass series. And Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I have to just say a massive thank you to Brooke from the Cover Contessa for actually sending me the US edition of this, because I couldn't actually find this cover on Book Depository, so she wonderfully sent me it to go with my other hardback, so a huge thank you to Brooke. So that's it, that's all the books that I got last month and this month, so I will be back next month with a book haul as well, so thanks for watching, bye!